Hello, it's Giant Tank 1400, and this is All Growing Up, Season 5, Episode 6 review. The name of the episode is All Broke Up. Now, the main plot is basically Rachel's moving away, so it's kind of like a breakup between Tommy and Rachel, which I personally don't mind because I don't like Rachel. I mentioned in a previous episode that I don't like her. She's just too perfect. So Tommy thinks he's going to be all upset about it, and his friends do too. Chucky, Phil, Lil, and Kimmy. But it turns out he's not upset about it. And that's probably because it doesn't feel like a breakup to him. It just feels like, oh, she moved away, so I'm just going to move on to a new girl. It doesn't even matter. And basically, his friends kind of start doing everything for him, and he doesn't want that. So Dill has the brilliant idea of just play the part. So Tommy plays the part and everything turns out good. He thinks they're finally done with it, but it turns out they're actually gonna send Rachel back. They put together their savings and pull an all-nighter to get Rachel to come back, just for Tommy to have closure on the whole situation. But it turns out Tommy actually brought a date to the event where Rachel was supposed to be meeting at. Now Tommy had no idea about this. And basically, it just kind of blows up in his face. His friends get mad at him. The one girl who his date gets mad at him. Rachel gets mad at him, and then Tommy actually suffers a breakup. He starts crying and stuff. And basically, we see on the phone that Phil and Lil and really no one else wants to really talk to him about it. But Chucky comes through at the end and comes over there and spends time with his best friend through this rough patch. So it turned out really good at the end, and I do like that part of this, is that Chucky was the one to really come through to him. And I do like the part that all his friends were willing to come through to him until Tommy just faked it and everything. And basically they got angry with him and kind of annoyed with him. So I really like that concept of how tight of friendship they are. Anyway, the side plot was actually really interesting. We have Charlotte, that's Angelica's mom, and basically she convinces Dill to market his game Impatience, which is a game shown earlier, last season back or whatever. And Charlotte kind of markets Dill's game, and Dill doesn't want this or anything. And Charlotte is just kind of in Dill's face, always being around, and it's really driving Dill insane because he didn't want the game to be marketed. It's like his game. He didn't want it to be advertised to the masses. So anyway, what ends up happening is that Dill put a failsafe in there, and the game got exposed how to beat the game. So that just ruined the game for everyone. And basically, that was at the end of that. It was really good to see Charlotte kind of get back in the game, because she got because that was an orphan plot where she lost her job in a previous episode, and we never actually saw her get the job back. We saw her get her confidence back a little bit, but in this episode, we saw her really get back in the game, where now she's motivated to start doing businesses and stuff like that like she used to. So that was good. It was a closure on her character, which is really good. We don't really get to see closure of any really character. I mean, I guess in this episode we got to see Tommy break up with Rachel, but that was it. I don't know. I mean, I'll talk about the ending of the series once I'm finished. But this is the last season, so I just figured I'd mention it because it did close on Charlotte's character, which is something they did actually a pretty good job on. Now, kind of the moral of the episode from a Christian standpoint really is that sometimes, when someone's going through something, you do have to leave them alone. You have to let them work it out, even if they're in denial about it or whatever. You kind of have to let them a little bit figure it out themselves. You have to be there for them no matter what, but you also have to give them a certain level of space to figure it out. And it's really hard to tell what they need at the right time. Sometimes it needs to be pushed. sometimes they be left alone, and it depends on a lot of different. It depends on a lot of different things. It depends on the person. It depends on really the situation they're going through. Depends on like what stage you're in, if they're in denial or whatever. Like there's a whole lot of things that it depends on, but it helps to like kind of really know the person and just be there for them, whether they want to talk or whether they want to be left alone. Kind of just be there for them when they're going through tough times, and that's a really good message. Just thought I'd mention it. So the episode's pretty good overall. I mean, it's a plus because it gets rid of Rachel. This last appearance of Rachel, which is always good. They did a really good job with Charlotte's character, I thought. Good closure about her getting like her business suit back on and everything. Dill's character, I mean, it was good to see. Not much character development overall, but I thought it was like a pretty good episode. I'll give it like a 9 out of 10. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. See you in the next one. Bye.